Hi, I'm Lulu. Welcome to my channel, and I'm glad you're here. I'm here with my friend Chris.
Hello.
And we just enjoyed a few beautiful days in Connecticut, thanks to Chris and her planning. But just to go back a little bit, a year ago, last August, we met. Did we meet on Van Life with Senior Women? Is that
You put out a message saying, it was in the winter, saying that you would like to travel around in the summer in New England. And I saw that and I said, I live in Massachusetts too. And, we could go someplace together.
And that was on Van Life with Senior Women?
Yes, it was.
Okay, yeah. And then I was like, okay. And then I thought, oh, that would probably be the end of that, because that was like months prior. And then the summer came and she contacted me. She did. And she said, let's do something. And then this was my first time. I know a lot of you here on my channel, you're like, oh, I've never done a meetup. How do you meet people and all that? And I just remember thinking like, wow, like what if we go away on a weekend and like we don't even like each other? Yeah. That would be weird. And
especially when it's only one-on-one. Like there's a group of people.
Yes. So I suggested, I said, how about if we meet beforehand and just hook up for an afternoon and just have a chat and see. So she's like, sure. So we met on the beach. Remember on the water that day, mm-hmm. And we did van tours. We both had minivans. We showed each other our minivans. Well, the first thing that happened when we hopped out of the car was that we both had on pink shirts, cut off jeans, denim shorts, and black sandals. And we looked at each other. Yeah, and look at us, we're still doing it. And so we jumped out, and we just looked, and we're like, "Oh, you got the memo, huh?" And I was like, "That was odd that we were dressed the same." And then, anyway, we gave each other van tours, and then we put out our chairs right on the water there. We brought our lunches, mm-hmm. and we talked for about 3 hours. Yeah, we didn't have any. We never ran out of things to talk about. She's just so delightful, and
you.
Oh, thank you. And so then I was like, yeah, let's plan a time. So what we did was, she's like this amazing planner, and I'm not. I do everything by the seat of my pants, but I'm willing to go along as long as I don't have to figure it out. And she loves doing that. So it worked out great because she was like, okay, we're going to go Lake Winnipesaukee. Mm-hmm. We're gonna stealth camp. We're not gonna get a campground. We're gonna stealth camp, and then we're going to. She goes, there's a Steve Miller concert that weekend. Would you like to go to see Steve Miller? And I was like, yeah. Oh my God, I haven't been to a concert in years. So we met up. We spent the day on that beach.
That's right. I can't remember the name of the park we were at. It was
Lake Winnipesaukee.
Yeah, one of the state parks.
Yeah, I forget the name of it too. But I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. Like, I just wasn't really familiar with state parks and all that stuff. And so I was like, totally didn't know what I was doing. And this was only a year ago. It was August.
It's amazing how far you've come in a year.
I know.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just
and
really
impressive.
That day, that weekend, she was teaching me everything about doing the stealth thing and everything. So we each get into our vans to get our dinners, and then we were getting changed for the concert. Mm-hmm. And we both hopped out. We both have on black and white sundresses. Like they were almost identical.
Except I looked like your mini me because you were like standing with your arm around.
I know. I had hair then too. Yeah. I had more hair. Yeah. I'm going to put that picture right here.
Then we went to the concert.
And
it was hot.
I'm a joker. Yeah. I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight joker. We were dancing and singing, and we just had so much fun. Then I remember we were going to park for the night after mm-hmm. that, and she said, I'm going to this hotel parking lot to sleep. Where are you going? And I was like, oh, where am I going? I don't know where I'm going.
You had picked out a place.
Yeah, she thought I picked out a place. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. Can I go to that hotel with you? And she goes, oh yeah, if you're comfortable. I just thought you'd find a place that you were comfortable. And when you really think about it, it doesn't matter where you pull over to sleep because we were just going to meet that next. You picked out a park. See, she finds everything. about a mile down the road from this hotel was this park with picnic benches right on the water.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And she's like, let's meet down there and have breakfast, and then we'll just take off, because we were finishing up. And that's it. So really, when you think, we did sleep side by side in that hotel parking lot. Yeah.
I didn't know it though until the next morning.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you got lost.
I got lost.
And I'm like, I don't know where she went. I'm going.
And the GPS, remember the GPS misled me.
Oh, that's right.
I put the coordinates in, and then I ended up in some industrial park or something, and I was just like, is this where she sent me?
Yeah. But when I woke up in the morning,
I was right next to you.
There you were.
Yeah. And then, so it really doesn't matter where you sleep. You can sleep if you're just going to meet the next morning, because you're not going to get out in a hotel parking lot and make coffee and socialize, you know, so you're basically just there to sleep. But yeah, we just hunkered down right in that. We were both so stealth, and it was just so convenient, and it was just a blast. So we were like, you know, we'll meet again another time. So then over this past year, we've been in touch. We've been in touch the whole year. She had some health issues that she's feeling much better now. And when she started to feel better, she reached out and suggested we get together again. And here we are.
And it's been a whole year.
A whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've been easy to follow. You have all these videos.
I know. So I had to catch up on her. She didn't have to catch up on me because she was watching the videos. But we just reconnected. She planned out this whole trip to Connecticut. We went to Gillette Castle State Park. And so her plan was that we'd meet there for the day. We went to the castle, and then we did a big long hike. It was just a beautiful place to be for the day. Then the place that she had picked out for us to spend the night was on the other side of the Connecticut River. And her idea was that we would take the ferry over. So there's bridges there, but she said, wouldn't it be more fun to take a ferry over than go over the bridge? And I was just like, yeah, but see, that's the stuff, like those are the details that she pays attention to. I would have just went over the bridge. But instead, I have never been on a ferry. I've never put my vehicle on a ferry before. We drove on the ferry.
And it's really small. It only holds like 10 cars, we said, right?
Yeah, it was about 10 cars.
It takes about 10 minutes to cross the river.
Yeah, like before you know it, you're across the river. And we got off and we went to Essex, which was a beautiful little town that we walked through and toured. And you've been there before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she knew that would be a nice place to walk around, and it was wonderful. And then we came to Rocky Neck State Park, which is right on the ocean. Well, it's not. The campground has access to the ocean. So we drove down there yesterday. We spent the whole day on the beach. It was a gorgeous day on the beach. And we walked the beach. We did a hike here in the morning. We did a hike here in the morning, like a few miles. And then we went and sat at the beach all day, brought our lunches down there. And then we came back here. We just sat in the screen porch. She has the clam screen house. We sat in that, and but geez, didn't we? 6:30. We were like tired.
It's the sun. We'll blame the sun.
We'll blame the sun, not age. No, but 6:30. We were both in our own vans and called it a night. So now it's the morning. We're getting ready to take off, and Chris offered to show us her van. She's got a great little camper van, minivan, and here we go. So, what's the make and model of this?
So this is a 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. We bought it used in 2019. We wanted to get a decent van. We had an older Honda, but we wanted a decent van because my husband and I were planning on taking a cross-country trip. So we wanted to have something dependable. So we bought this in 2019 in May, and we knew we were leaving in September. And so I started to fix it up then. So the constraints were that we had to have a double bed because my husband and I are both traveling together, and that really takes up a lot of space. That's why we have the cargo box on the top, because we were going to be gone for 2.5 months in all kinds of climates, and we didn't have any idea. So we really overpacked. We had winter coats, we had shorts, we had bathing suits, boots, but we had everything we needed.
Did you use it all?
Oh God, no. Yeah. We probably used about a third of
what
we had.
Did you use the bathing suits more than the boots?
No, we probably used the boots more.
Oh, God.
But you know, like we were going to be in the city, so I had like dresses. Stuff that it's like ridiculous. Yeah. And that's one thing you learn over the years is just you need so little. Yeah. And everywhere in the world, everybody wears jeans and sneakers. It doesn't matter where you go. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody's got jeans and sneakers on.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So anyway, this is the front seats, just the front seat. At night, we push the seats as far ahead as we can and tilt them forward as far as we can to give us the maximum room in the back seat. So, welcome to my mobile bedroom. You want to take a shot inside? So here we are. As you can see, we have the double bed. I was telling Lulu this morning that everything in here is flowers and lace, and because I was determined not to go and buy new fabric when I had so many old bed linens and curtains and sheets and pillowcases, and I said I'm going to use everything that I have instead. And there's some things I would do different, but everything's a learning experience. This is, I think, my second reiteration of doing the van. So what I've done in the back, because everybody wants to be stealthy and you want to have privacy. We do. My husband and I go to cities sometimes. So, for instance, over the winter, we were in Santa Barbara and we stayed for 3 nights. And I like to have as much privacy as possible, of course, and be stealthy. So in the back windows, what I did. I struggled so much with different kinds of insulation and and I finally ended up using cardboard because I could cut it into pieces and shove it up into the crack. So it's just cardboard cut into pieces. I covered the backs with black poster board and black tape, shoved it way up into the cracks so that there wouldn't be any light leaks. And then I covered the inside with contact paper.
And those are stationary windows. They don't open.
They're stationary windows. And, as far as vision, it really doesn't, you don't really look through those windows that much when you're driving. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Got these are like little mail holders. And this is like my little nightstand on this side. And the other side's my husband's. It's not much junk. He's always got it overstuffed when he's there, but he's not traveling with me this time.
So how often do you travel with hubby and how often do you travel alone?
I think when I travel with my husband, it's more the long trips. So like we were gone for 3.5 months. We left in January, got back in May, but he gets tired of it a lot faster than I do. I never get tired of it. So when he's done, I drop him off at an airport and he flies home. Or sometimes there's been a couple of times I drove down to Florida and like he flew down to Jacksonville and I picked him up in Jacksonville. We did all of Florida. I dropped him off in Tampa and he flew home and then I came home by myself because I just love it. I never get tired of it. And there's always something new to see. There's always people to talk to. I love driving the back roads. I just love it all.
So you're fine doing this by yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I've never had a scary incident. Or anything like that's happened from traveling. But I'm very careful. And Lulu and I were talking about before about being risk averse. I'm very cautious, and she's a lot more trusting than I am. So anyway, so the back window, what I did was for all the windows, I was thinking about it and thinking about how to get the least light leaks. And I was looking at my front porch, and I have curtains on my front porch. And I have them on runners, and I'm like, oh, that would work really well. So I don't know if you can see it up here. I'll show you up in the front later, but I have a runner going up here that's stuck with Velcro. And then I made these curtains out of a pillowcase, and then I lined it on the back with a black, what do you call it? Blackout curtains, right?
Yeah.
And then they're just running on this rail back and forth, and then I just tie them back in the morning. And then I didn't like the way the rail looked up there, so I covered it up with a piece of lace.
Oh, it looks so nice.
And then I have all my pillows because I'm a pillow freak. I have to have 3 pillows.
So where is is up here I see the...
Yeah, that's the only... I don't like that. I need to cover that up. And that's what I will do on my next
So that's
fan.
how the rail works.
Showing. This one's a good view too. Most of the light leaks, it seems like I've seen people do a series of things in the front where they have metal rails and different things, but this is it's a vinyl curtain rail.
Yeah.
And my husband drilled a bunch of holes in it. And this is literally up here with T-pins, which you can see on this side right here. I didn't want to do anything permanent to the van because we want to be able to resell it as a minivan.
Yeah. All those little T-pins hold up that whole rail?
Yes, they do. And it only comes down when someone falls on it, as has happened to me like twice. I've fallen against the curtains and pulled the whole thing down.
Yeah.
So that's all it's up with. Everything's up here with a series of pins. And as long as you're careful, reasonably careful, it stays.
It stays. And that and these curtains also have a black, the other side is black.
And because with the black, you can't see anything. So I just put the rail up. This is old curtains and sheets.
Yeah.
With the blackout curtain on the back.
Yeah.
Runs along the rail. I have another piece of black curtain as a valance, like in the front, so you can't see.
Yeah.
And then I just close it with Velcro at night.
Very nice.
The whole thing closes, and it's the same on both sides. Yeah. This is a double bed. It's just we're not builders. My husband and I are not builders, so this is literally one of those metal bed frames, a double-sized bed frame. It was a little bit too big. We had to cut it, and then we put it up on, I don't know if you can see, on some wood blocks to make it level. There's wood blocks in the front and the back.
Oh, yeah.
And the criteria was so that I could sit on the end of the bed and have my head clear the ceiling. That was very important.
Yeah, very,
to be able
very
to
important.
sit up straight. My husband can't, but we're lucky that we're short. I'm only 5'2", my husband's 5'6", and he can't clear it, but he says he's okay with it. It's just a 4-inch memory foam mattress on here and plywood underneath. And then the mattress kept falling forward, so we had to put this 2x4 and bolt it in at the end of the bed.
Good solution.
So it doesn't move. This car, whoever put black interior in a minivan must be a sadist, because it's impossible to clean. So I went to Ocean State Job Lot, got one of these cheap rugs, and literally
just stapled it in.
T-pinned it in. Everything's in here with
T-pinned.
Pin and Velcro. It's like pins and Velcro. That's it.
Okay, so that covers the black, so you're not having a vacuum every night.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we've had coffee spills and different things. Yeah. So while we were on our travels this winter, we were hoping to get out of the cold in Massachusetts and go someplace warm. We traveled as far south as we could go through the West, and of course, we hit snow and storms everywhere we went. So one of the things we really want is that we're able to at least make coffee in the van in the morning before we get going. So we have everything within reach, and so we have up here, we have my stove is on the floor. Oh, and then we have these little shoe things in the back, so we can shove all our little stuff. Yeah. Our stove is here, pans, coffee mugs there, all our coffee fixings here. If I'm sitting on, or whoever's sitting on this side of the bed, the water, the butane canisters are right there. And then in the back, behind the bed, I have a tray. It's a tray, and it literally fits right on top of course, the ever-present luggable loo.
So that answers that question.
Yeah,
so
right.
That's what you use.
This is a new one. I haven't even taken the label off yet. I will say something about the luggable loos, though. I don't think you've used one, but no matter how clean you try to be, they always end up getting smelly after a while.
Yeah.
Even
really with the bags, even though they're lined with the bags.
With everything. I mean, yeah, it's like this, I don't know, I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, so I put the tray on top of here, fits perfect, put the stove on, do a thing, boil the water, make our coffee, and then we're ready and good to go for the morning.
Yeah, there you go. Where do you keep your food?
Okay, so the food, we've done a couple of different things. It depends on how long of a trip we're going on. I have 2. I don't have them with me this time because it's a short trip, but we have 2 of those little plastic drawer things that have 3 drawers in them.
Yes.
I don't know what you call them, but we have 2 of those. So if we were going on an extended trip, we'd have 2 of those back here. And when we're traveling, we just bungee cord them to the bed. So that's what we do. And for this trip, like we have an under bed box that I put all my clothes in, and it just slides in and out, and it's easy to get to. Yeah. Food, we don't have a refrigerator. Depending on where we're going, we don't use a lot of refrigerated foods. And we tend to more travel. We don't camp and stay someplace for like a week at a time. We usually stay for a day or 2. So we're always going to hit a grocery store or something, and we'll be buying fresh food all the time. But we normally have like a Trader Joe's bag in the back with our dry food, and we'll have a small cooler with anything we want to keep cold. And we keep it in the back during the day, and then at night we'll move them to the front seat. Unless we're stealthing, and then everything just stays in the back with us. So we keep the front as empty as possible and looks like there's nobody in here. So that's what we do about food.
Oh, I see. And then the clothes are under there.
Clothes are under
Yeah.
there.
The bed looks so comfy and cozy.
Thank you.
It looks so nice.
I think it might look more comfortable than it really
Oh.
is. But I think I need next bed is going to be a 6-inch memory foam mattress.
Yeah. Do you
not
have the
4.
headspace for it though?
Well, that's going to be that'll be in the next van.
Oh, the
We'll
next
have to- yeah,
van.
we'll have to
Okay.
figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I could do it. I might have I might try putting a 2-inch top around this and see if it does the trick first before I invest in a 6-inch mattress, because I think I have one at home. I have everything at home. It's like a hoarder. Okay, so back here, it's just a little storage thing. We keep our tray table and a couple of extra trays. They're really useful, I find. Like even when I'm by myself, to put one of the trays on the bed so stuff doesn't fall all over the place. And then under here, this is my kitchen box and all my other stuff box. So like I'll have my extra pans, like things you don't use that often, strainers, baking pans. I've got my steamer in case I have to iron something. My little repair kit with, bungee cords and more T-pins, of course, and Velcro. Hammer, stakes, different things like that. First aid kit.
Yeah.
Oh, and I do have a fire extinguisher in the van too. And then this one is just a cardboard box I cut down. It's just an Amazon box I cut down because I needed something. We were in a rush and I wanted something to put our shoes in. It's amazing how much room shoes take up, especially men's shoes. So when we're in here and we both have our hiking shoes and our sneakers and sandals and water shoes and everything, it's amazing. And then I'll put the lesser used jackets, like the rain slickers, things like that, back in here too. So there's actually quite a bit of storage.
Yes.
Not as much as in your van. I'm really impressed with how much storage you have in that van. And then on the top, so in the cargo box on the top, we keep our clam, and it's a 5-sided clam. It's just right for traveling. That goes up there. Our camping chairs. We have a tub that has all our electric cords, our USB shower head that we use, a hammock, tarp, things like that. And then we have tarp poles. We actually put the beach chairs up there on this last trip we went. There was a lot of stuff up there. I can't remember what else is up there. There's so much stuff up there. So we have to keep sorting through it because we forget what's up there. It's like the garage, I guess.
Yeah. So this is just absolutely adorable. I love it. And this whole push pin thing.
Yeah.
It's a great way to preserve the van. Me, I was drilling. Well, mine was 18 years old.
Right.
And I was just like, I'm just drilling holes. I was just screwing things right on the side of the van. I was like, this is never going to be sold to anybody. So you're thinking about getting into a different van?
Yeah, and only because I really love traveling in a minivan. It's easy to maneuver. It blends in everywhere. Yeah. I love it. And it's easy to drive. It's easy to park. Although I can't go into parking garages with that thing on the top. That's been a problem.
Yeah, that's a tall one.
It's tall. So, but the reasons I want to go a little bit bigger are because this has no clearance, zero. You go over a speed bump and you hit bottom. It's crazy. And then for that reason, and then just to have a little bit more headroom.
Yeah,
that's about it.
We could always use a little bit more headroom.
Yeah. Yeah, especially tall people.
Especially tall people. So let's just check out. I'm going to show you where we've been hanging out here. Where do you carry? Oh, the clam goes up there. The clam. Yeah. Let's go check out the clam. This is where we've been hanging out.
This is it.
Show us that great rocking chair.
Oh my God, I love this. This is a hammock chair I bought
a
couple of years ago. You can recline all the way. I'm not going to do it right now, but it's just like sitting in a rocking chair. It's so relaxing. I just love it.
Yeah. Oh, that looks good.
You should try it.
I don't want to try it. You know why? Because I don't have room for
You
it.
don't have room for it, right?
I need the one that folds up so it's the size of like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Yeah, and it reclines all the way. It's really comfortable. I love it.
Yeah.
But this clam is just the right size for us. I mean, it's 5-sided. I mean, God, you can get huge ones. I think they sell 12-sided ones.
Yeah.
But this is the perfect size for camping for 2 people.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Chris,
You're
for,
welcome. Thank you for
showing
having
us the van, and thank you for planning us such a wonderful weekend. I'm so grateful that you like planning. So what works out really well is that she does all the research and the planning and always plans lovely things. And she loves to plan, and she doesn't even have to ask me anything. She doesn't even need my approval. I'm just like, just tell me where to go.
Well, I did have to ask you your last name.
Oh, yeah. She's like, what's your last
I'm like,
name?
oh my God, I've known her for a year. I don't even know what her last name is.
And yeah, so for the reservation. Yeah, she made all the reservations, and she loves doing it, and she didn't have to check with me. It was just like,
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Easy breezy. Yay. Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.